Hello everyone and welcome to YouTube Tuesday, session 165 with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B, Creative Cardiology. And today we are going to play with the Beary Cute bundle. So it's Beary Cute stamp set and it has this cute little bear punch. And I'm going to pair that with the Walk in the Forest Designer Series paper. And one thing I wanted to jump in on a little bit late here because I actually had a different set of projects planned, and then I was just checking Stampin' Up's inventory report just before I came on here. Let's see if we can adjust that light. There we go. Hi, Kathy. And so I just saw on Stampin' Up's inventory report that the bear punch that is part of the Beary Cute bundle here is on low inventory. So if the bear bundle has been something that's that you've been eyeing, the bear punch and thus the bundle are on low inventory. Stampin' Up is offering free shipping on orders of $75 or more. That's in conjunction with their World Card Making Day event that they held this past Saturday. And so the free shipping special runs Monday, October 9th through tomorrow, which is Wednesday, October 11th. But things are flying off the shelf. So if you want things like this cute bear punch, then make sure you don't delay, get your order in quick. My October host code here is V9GCXW6J, and the link to that is in my video description there. Hi, Kathy. Oh, good. You just put your November order in today, took advantage of the free shipping. Good for you. Awesome. So the products that we're going to use today are found in the mini catalog. This Walk in the Forest paper is actually right inside the cover of the catalog. So page 2, 3, right here. It's part of the Making a Difference. So Stampin' Up is donating $3 per Walk in the Forest paper pack to a children's organization. All right, so I'm gonna give some of the colors here. The nice thing with this is that the bear punch actually coordinates here with the designer series paper. It's a 12 by 12 pack. I've used some of it already, so I've got a few sheets cut down, but the punch actually goes in there, and I have it trimmed a little bit, but the punch will punch out the little brown bears here from the designer series paper, which is kind of cool. All right, so there's also a second paper that coordinates with that, a more wintry one, and that is actually back in stock. It was out for a while, so I don't actually have that here with me yet, but this bear bundle, here we go, is on pages 20, let me see here, I'm getting there. All right, it's part of the bear suite here, page 22 and 23. So you can see the bundle on here. There's also a polar bear paper. So you can do brown bears, you can do polar bears. And I even saw a friend of mine from down in Tennessee in the Smoky Mountains area. She did little black bears for a event that she was hosting. And I thought that was really cute too. So let me go ahead and we'll share a fun project with you guys. All right, so this is a fun fold card that I saw was actually inspired by a project that Susan Campfield did. And I liked it so much, I thought I'd change it up, make some brown bears and use the Walk in the Forest paper and kind of make it my own here. So I'm going to be using a combination of Pretty Peacock and Pecan Pie. All right, and then, here we go, get all the elements out here. So part of the fun fold here is that we actually start with and I'm sorry about the light, I'm out here at my kitchen island. My craft room is a disaster. I'm wrapping up a couple of classes, getting those out the door, prepping for my October card class. We had team night last night, so I got stuff everywhere. All right, so the base here is actually just a quarter sheet of cardstock of Pretty Peacock. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and we're gonna work from that, okay? Our what's actually going to be the fold of our card is this piece of pecan pie, which is 3 1/4 by 8 1/2. So you take your full sheet of 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock. Let me get a sheet here. All right, so you just take your full sheet of cardstock and you trim it off at 3 1/4. And that's how we get this section. This is going to be our card. So we're gonna go ahead and fold that in half. It makes a mini card. Okay. So before we glue anything down, we're just gonna set those elements aside. Hi, Kathy, hello, hello. All right, so we're going to build here on our panel to go on top of our card. I went with an, oh, there's my trimmer, scared me. Whew. All right, we're going with 1/8 of an inch. So you can see I've got a teeny tiny little sliver of pecan showing behind the pretty peacock. So this is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And on top of that, we are going to adhere our Walk in the Forest paper, which is 3 by 4. Okay, so that's a great way to maximize your designer series paper when it's 12 by 12 like this. If you cut it to 3 by 4, then you can get a whole bunch of elements from one sheet. So this is a great project if you are making a whole bunch of cards. You need to make a whole bunch quickly. This is a great way to maximize those elements, especially because our base here is a 1/4 sheet. So you can get 4 of those per sheet of cardstock. All right, so here on our Walk in the Forest paper, oh, you tried to order the All About Autumn paper and the Winter Meadow. Yes, they sold out last night. So I had put an alert out to all my newsletter subscribers that the All About Autumn was expected to be restocked yesterday. Apparently it came in about 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, so about 3 o'clock in the afternoon is when it came on, and it sold out about 10 o'clock last night Eastern. So it was available for about 7 hours. In that time, the Winter Meadow paper was on low inventory. When I went to bed at 11. It was still available, but as of this morning, it sold out. So heads up on those. They will both be restocked. The Winter Meadow, I believe, is expected in next week, so it's not much of a delay. I think it's the 16th, which would be the week of next Monday. And the All About Autumn is expecting another shipment coming in the week of October 23rd, so that's 2 weeks out. But yeah, it's one of those things, you gotta watch the online store a bit for those hot items, and have the rest of your order ready to go, so that once it becomes available, you can just hit submit. Because if you dilly-dally at all or on the fence, then unfortunately the way things are going this fall here, things are just selling out so quickly that you end up missing out. So I know it's kind of a pain. I try to keep everybody informed as best I can, which is why today I rearranged my projects so that I could show you guys the Bear Punch with this cute little fun fold, because the Bear Punch and the Bear Bundle are on low inventory as of this afternoon. So, okay. So I went ahead, I put my pecan ribbon here across that front panel, tucked the ends behind so that it has a nice finished edge here for our center fold of the card. I'm gonna wait on that second piece. These are about 5 inches. I had 2 pecan pie ribbon pieces that were about 5 inches each. Hi, Polly, hello, hello. And I'm gonna wait on the second one because I don't wanna have to run my adhesive over the bump, okay? So originally I had set this up so that we mount our little mini card here onto our plain pretty peacock base. Although I was sharing this project with my team last night, and somebody made the suggestion that it would be really cute to have perhaps some additional element on each side here. So I'm going to go through this Walk in the Forest Designer Series paper. It is a 12 by 12 pack. I've just got some 6 by 12 pieces here. Let me show you the different patterns. This is the one that's got some of the brown bears that coordinate with the punch. The back side is like a tree pattern. Then we have some winter berries and some pine boughs. Now, this is a second pattern that has bears that coordinate with the punch. The little bear, you would need to fussy cut that. I know this is kind of a wintry paper, but I was thinking this would be really cool to scrapbook like a trip to Alaska. I know when my husband and I last went, we did go to a bear sanctuary where they rescue bear cubs whose mothers have been killed or injured or something like that. And so they had a variety of different bears they have in a natural habitat, and so we got to see them. I thought this would be really cool. Backside of that is a garden green and real red stripe. We've got blue trees with snowflakes and a snowflake background, a variety of trees, and then a striped background here. So I was kind of thinking a fun little design that would coordinate with this. And I'm thinking that maybe, let's see what I want to put here. Well, let's go with the pine boughs. I think that might be kind of cute. Or you could use an embossing folder. We've got a few cute ones out now, and do that. But let me grab my trimmer here. So like I said, the base here is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So any elements I'm going to trim, I'm going to want to be about 3/4 of an inch by 4. Okay, 3/4 of an inch by 4. Actually, I could go the full length and do 4 1/4. So let me go 3/4 by 4 1/4. All right, so I'm going to, since 3/4, I'm gonna need 2 pieces, 1 for each side. So I'm gonna come up here and put my paper at the 1 1/2 inch mark. I'm just gonna go from this side. So I'm gonna cut off a 1 1/2 inch strip, trim that down to 4 1/4. And then I can cut this in half there at 0.75. Just make sure it's straight, lined up there, and the trimmer good. All right, 0.75. I want to cut this in half. All right. There we go. So now I've got 2 3/4 inch strips, and I'm going to adhere those to my card base first. I could do the berries. Well, maybe I should just do that. It all coordinates. Let's do that. Let's do the berries. We'll keep it with this winter berry theme. So I'm going to come in about 1/4 of an inch from the end, and then my paper is going to run top to bottom. So I'm going to have just a little bit of a border here at the end. I'm going to do the same thing on this piece. All right. Come in 1/4 of an inch from the end, run this strip from top to bottom. All right, now I can take the back side of my pecan fun fold here, and this is going to go right in the center, sandwich it between those little stripes. Okay. Then we can take our second piece of ribbon. Like I said, these pecan pieces of ribbon, I needed 2, and they were about 5 inches each. Okay, so I'm going to just tie, well, let's slide. The nice thing is you can slide it left or right, however you like, and then once you got it where you want it, pull it tight and give the ends a trim. Oops, come on, I got a thread there. Whoops, I think I need to sharpen my scissors. There we go. I wish Stampin' Up! Would bring our ribbon shears back. They really were the best. Love that. Okay, so I've got my ribbon on there. I do need a piece of basic white to go on the inside here, and that's going to be a 3x4. So let me cut that. Stick my basic white in here at 4 inches. And then line it up at 3. All right, so the basic white is the same size as the Designer Series paper panel on the front. Okay. All right, so we'll stick that right inside here so that gives you a nice place to write your message. Okay, because I went with just a quarter sheet of cardstock here as my base. You could make it a double card. If you wanted to do that, you would take, let me cut a sheet here. If you wanted to do that, instead of doing just a quarter sheet, you could take a full half sheet of Pretty Peacock. You could do the full base, and you could do that, and then you'd have your mini card on the front, and your full card inside. So that's one way to do it. But this is a nice way, especially if we're going to make a lot of cards, just a quarter sheet with a mini card on the front. And now my favorite part here, I'm taking a 2.5 inch, so it's 2.5 inches tall, piece of the pecan cardstock. I'm going to pull in my bear stamp from the Very Cute stamp set here. Put that on my D block. All right, I'm gonna do tone on tone with my pecan. We had a debate last night at our team meeting. Is it pecan? Have to let me know. I know there's a difference. So we're up here in New York, and I know there's a difference between the way people say it up here and the way that my relatives in Florida would say it. All right, so we're gonna slide that in here. Isn't that cute? This little, so I made a little brown bear. Okay. All right, just get that all lined up. Now we just need a couple of dimensionals. I just put one on his head, one on his booty, and then maybe one here on the leg in the middle. Okay. Isn't that, and we can place him down here, trotting through the forest. Is that not the cutest thing ever? I love that little brown bear. Super cute there. Aw, so many different elements that you can do. All right, well, I have, let's see, let's use some garden green. So the other card I do not have prepped, but let's go with, see what I create on the fly. I think I'm gonna do a base of balmy blue. So I'll do a half sheet of this. Again, 5.5 by 8.5. Fold there at 4 1/4. Okay. All right, so it works out. I've got some of that basic white that I had just trimmed. Let me make an insert for the card. So it was a 4 by 5 1/4. That can go inside. All right, let's do that. I'll stick that inside before I forget. I have a tendency to forget to put the inserts in them. All right, there we go. That's all good. Now, let's use some of this fun Designer Series paper. Let's see, what patterns do we want to use here? Might be cute to pull in some of those bears. So maybe I would do, I kind of like the stripe design too. So I'm thinking, let's do a layer of Pretty Peacock, since that goes in here with the balmy blue. I'm gonna cut that to a quarter sheet just like the other card. So, except this one I'm gonna go a little smaller. I'm gonna go 4 1/4 by 5 1/4. All right, just like the white insert that we put on the front. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to use, I had just a little bit of leftover white that I want to layer on top. So I'm going to trim this down to 3 3/4. That way it will nest on top of there nicely. Okay, that'll work. That'll go right up on here. Now for the bottom, to cover that, let's use some of this stripy pattern. And so I'm gonna cut that to 3 3/4. And let's see, let's do a 3 3/4. We'll just do a square, 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. That'll work well on this. All right, so let's see what we got here. I'm gonna put the white on first because that way my striped pattern will overlap it. Okay, so this is the 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. This is just the leftover scrap that I had. All right, now this is our 3 3/4 inch square. So we'll put that on next. And line that right up over top. Okay, that looks good. Now when it comes to ribbon, there is a balmy blue sparkle ribbon that goes with this Bear collection. However, that is also out of stock. So I think I'm going to use the pecan. I had that here, and that way it kind of ties it all in together. So let me grab, I've got a brand new roll of pecan. I went through one whole roll already. Let's see here. You guys struggle with that sometimes, trying to get this little film off it so you can open those. All right, let's see here. Take our brand new roll. Again, I'm gonna cut this a little bit wider. So go about 5 1/2 inches here. All right, I'll put my adhesive on the back. All right, yeah, I was always struggling with trying to get that wrapper off the ribbon. Some of them, it's not so bad, but I found that this one, because it's a little bit wider than the spool, the cardboard spool there is a little bit stiffer. Makes it a little bit harder to pry that off. Okay, so that looks good. Ends are on the back. Make sure I got my card going in the right direction. Mount this on the front. All right, since I've got this here, let's take a second little strip and let's see, I'll cut that about 5 inches as well so that I can tie a little knot. All right, I can slide that around when I decide where I want it. And let's go here, since we've got very cute, let's go with the warm wishes. So we'll stamp our warm wishes, we'll stamp our sentiment. If I had designed this card and knew what I was actually making before it kind of became a life of its own, I would recommend stamping your sentiment first, but we can't really do that right now. So I'm gonna take this, stamp it over towards the left. I'm doing that with a pretty peacock. Okay, came out nice. It's a nice bold sentiment there. Let's maybe move the ribbon to the center and we'll balance this out because I'm gonna take a bear. So let me clean my bear stamp. I think we'll make a polar bear. How about that? That would be kind of cute and go with this. So I'm gonna just clean the pecan ink off of my bear stamp. And we'll take, I thought I had another scrap of white that was left over there. I had some white that was right here. Let's see. I just need a scrap. All right, this will work. Okay, you need something that's about 2 inches in height. So I'm going to use that same Pretty Peacock ink for my bear. Stamp it on white paper, and we'll slide it into our trimmer. There we go. Now we've got a polar bear. Okay, and then dimensionals. And then we'll snuggle our polar bear here amongst our ribbon, almost like he's got a scarf. Okay, there we go. Tuck that right in here. And there we go. How cute. So we've got a brown bear and we've got a polar bear here using the Beary Cute bundle with the bear punch here. So fun cards, again, the bear punch, and that's the bundle currently on low inventory. So make sure you grab that while it's still available. The Walk in the Forest Designer Series paper is there, and the polar bear, wintry polar bear paper is also in stock. So you can get both packs of paper with your bear bundle and have lots of cards to make there. and see what kind of bears that you can make. You make, again, polar bears, brown bears. It'd be really cute. Make some black bears. Yeah, so you have great ideas for cards, and this punch would make a great embellishment for your scrapbook pages as well. So, hey, Diana, good to have you on here. Hi, Nessa. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed these projects. Again, the first one was a fun little fun fold. I tried that out on my team last night. So for those of you on here, it looks a little familiar. And then this was just a little Stampin' on the fly here, where I used some of the other colors from the paper pack, some balmy blue with the Pretty Peacock, a little striped image there, or pattern, and then we made a polar bear. So lots of fun. Thank you guys so much. Stay warm, stay cozy. Happy stamping, and I'll see you on Friday. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.